This is a gentleman who is a coach, Coach Kyle, and I don't want to mess up his last name, but Vanduser? Oh, I got it right. Coach Kyle Vanduser. He has taught athletics, different sports, I think football and basketball and several things. He'll tell you more about himself on the high school and college level. He now travels as a speaker. He was a youth leader for years. And he is here today to talk to you about choosing your best self. Kyle, stand up, give him a big round of applause. We got everybody a welcome.
All right, appreciate it. Sit down. All right, stand up again. Stand up. Okay, sit down. Okay, stand up. Some of you guys are way too slow with this. Like, look, she's still like, I'm still drinking my water. Stand up real quick. Everybody stand up. Come on. All right, good, sit down. All right, just want to make sure you guys are awake. All right, so yes, my name is Kyle Vanduser, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story as we go through this, because I've got a lot of time, and when she said there's an amazing speaker, I was like, oh, someone else is going before me. Sounds good. Okay, but it's me, so now I gotta be amazing. Let me think about what I'm gonna talk about. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here's what I want you to do. Pull out your books, turn to page 45. All right, here's what we're gonna do to start our thought process about choosing our best self, okay? How many of you guys know what you want to do as an occupation in life? Anyone know? Some of you guys have an idea. Like, it doesn't have to be, okay, I like this, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want each one of you to write down 1 to 3 possible occupations that you can see yourself doing. 1 to 3, right at the top of the page. Right in that top right corner. 1 to 3, right above my goals. All right, good. Now, fun activity. Everyone done? Anyone need more time? Raise your hand. More time? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. As I explain the activity, she finishes up. I want you to walk around the room, introduce yourself to somebody that maybe you don't know or don't know very well, and you're going to introduce yourself as one of these 3 occupations confidently, and explain to them what you do, or what you would like to see yourself doing, and what you do. Everybody ready? If you're already doing it, explain it. Okay? Here we go. So like you're talking in a positive note now. So I'm going to walk up and I'm going to say, what's your name? Anda? Anda, I'm Kyle. I'm a youth director and here's what I do. As if I'm going to do it, but I already do it. So what you're going to do, but say it as if you do it. Cool? Here we go. Go. Everybody up? So talk to somebody. Introduce yourselves. How many of you guys, after talking about it with somebody, feel a little bit more confident in one of those 3 occupations? Okay? How many of you guys feel less confident and want all 3 still? Anybody? Okay, good. All right, so hopefully that helped a few people. All right, good. Does anyone want to share their top occupation, why they do it, how they do it? Yes, go ahead. Stand up.
Microphone.
What's your name? Jocelyn. Okay, someone get Jocelyn the mic. Throw it to her, she can catch. I'm just kidding, don't throw it, I don't know if she can catch. I don't even know her. I would like to be a national mic catcher. Go ahead.
I want to be an elementary school teacher.
Okay.
Because I want to, like, my teachers have played a big part in my life, and I want to be able to do that for other kids too. And I want to be like in like the development of their life.
Okay.
So yeah, and I have a lot of appreciation for all of my teachers.
Right.
So.
Good. It's kind of like change breeding change, isn't it? We've already talked about that a little bit this week, right? Change breeding change. Good. Anyone else? Go ahead. Right here in the front. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Javin, and I want to be or am a real estate investor.
Okay, real estate investor. Why do you do it?
I do it because I believe it's a real way to create the time that I want to have, like involving my family and stuff, but also just creating real wealth for future generations.
Okay, awesome, great, thank you. Anyone on this side? Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
My name is Heavenly, and I travel the world and help out homeless people in different countries and feed them.
It's a dumb question, but why do you do it? Why not, right? Why not help people?
I do it because I feel like I like helping people and I like to make an impact on people, and I feel like if they can get a chance to get food or whatever they need, then they should be able to get it.
Boom, love it. Okay, good. One more on this side. Yes, sir.
I'm Cloud, and I'm a wallpaper hanger, and I run a business with my father, like this 7-story hotel with all the wallpaper you see in it. We did that.
So why do you do it?
And I do it actually. I did it at first to restore the relationship with my father I never had, and it's actually funny. And actually wanting to quit learning it because it's a very hard trade to learn, I actually fell in love with it because I love Asian culture, and it actually goes back to Asian culture, and they started hanging rice paper, and I actually learned to love precise cutting and learned how to use the blade correctly and cutting all this paper and hanging it on the wall, and I became in love with it, so it's pretty cool.
Awesome. Woo! Okay, great. All right, so here's what I want you to do now. I want you to take out your books, okay? I want you to pick one of those 3 occupations, and right here on the right where it says my goals, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need you to pick one of those occupations, and I need you to write 5 steps to achieving that occupation, and those are your goals. 5 steps. It can start with graduate high school, and then go from there, okay? Write those down. Here we go. You guys didn't think you were going to think this deep at 11 o'clock, huh? On a Wednesday during summer. All right, good. As you're continuing to talk, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, okay? So again, my name is Kyle Vanduser. I am a youth director currently right now. I am the networking coordinator for Authentic Abstinence Program, who's on behalf, oh, it's not up there. It's in your book. It's the little circles in the corner. It's who I'm here on behalf of. And what I've been able to do in my life has been pretty special. I would consider myself very blessed. I am a Christian. I come from a Christian home. My dad was a Baptist youth pastor pretty much my entire life since I was about 5 years old. And my entire life, people were like, well, you're just like your dad. You're going to be a Baptist youth pastor. I said, absolutely not. Okay? Absolutely not. And I didn't lie because technically I'm a Catholic youth pastor. So, you know, semantics, whatever. And so what I've been able to do the last 12 to 15 years is working with my dad in youth ministry and now having my own youth ministry. I've also had a wonderful career in coaching. As Dr. Andreas said, I've coached at every level. I've coached 5-year-olds. I've coached 25-year-olds. I've coached at the football, college football level, high school, middle school. I've coached volleyball from high school down. I've coached basketball. Well, actually right now I'm coaching a lot of professionals who are playing overseas. I've been blessed to make great connections and do a lot of fun things. And I would say that throughout my life, I was not a very driven person is not really the right word. I was not a very decisive person in what I exactly wanted to do. This is why I made you write down 3 possible occupations. Because throughout my life, what I've been taught to do by my father was go where God leads, right? And this is not a Christian talk, but things are going to happen in your life that close doors, open windows, swing doors wide open, and slam doors in your face. And usually, you can say it's whoever you want. You can say it's the universe. You can say it's karma. You can say it's wherever is leading. I believe it's God. I walk through those doors when they open. And so I've gotten to do a lot of fun things. And when people ask for a resume or something I've done, I have trouble actually putting stuff together that's like a synopsis of what I've been able to do because I've been so blessed to do so many random things. And maybe I do it for like a year or a week or a month. But I've got to do them, and I've got to experience a lot of things and do a lot of awesome things that I'm actually really passionate about and stuff like that. So, but I always did have a heading. One of them was I'm not going to become a Baptist youth pastor. That's a great heading, knowing what I don't want to do. Okay, didn't work, but semi didn't work. But having that like drive or that decision that I wasn't going to do something also helped inform what I wanted to do. Another reason why I do what I do today is because of people like my wife and my friends, okay? Well, one point in our relationship after we got married, she goes, okay, what would you want to do if money was no option? What would your job description look like? What would you want to do? What would your job look like? And I had to think about it for a couple days. Like, I don't know. I mean, if money was no option, if I had all the opportunities in the world, what would I choose to do? And I'll tell you the answer to that question later, but now I pose that same question to you. If money or opportunity was no option, what would you do? Now look at the occupations you wrote down. Is it the same? Are there loftier goals? Is there a loftier occupation? Is there a loftier direction in life you'd like to go to? Okay? Is there something bigger that you can actually dream of? Because I'll tell you this, she asked me that question when I was about 26 years old. How many of you guys are less than 26? You got more time than I did, don't you? And you got more opportunities coming your way than I did. Okay? Because every year of your life, less opportunities are going to come your way. The best part is there's plenty of opportunities out there. It's just going to be less and less as you get older. And it's going to be different as you get older. And so, as we look at our goals now, we're going to talk a little bit about what we need to do to get to those things. So my answer to my wife was, I would really love to run a sports outreach program like my father created at the church he was at, and I helped him with. I would like to do the same thing, but I'd like to do it for the Catholic Church. A week later, my wife's very good at research, so she's probably Googling all these different application websites and all that stuff, or job descriptions and job postings. And a job comes up to run a Catholic sports outreach program right in the town we're living in. Yeah, right? Coincidence? I don't think so, right? Okay, something happened. So she was like, babe, I think this is what we were just talking about. I was like, you're right, okay? I applied. I was part of about 15 applicants. I was the last two, and finally I got the job. And I became a youth director as well as a sports outreach coordinator for the church that I'm at now. Through that, I've been able to meet amazing people. I've been able to coach on many different levels. Right now, a guy just left me. He was training with us, me and another coach, basketball guy. He actually just left for Puerto Rico. He was the number 3 draft pick in the Puerto Rican basketball draft, which is a pretty big league for those of you guys who don't know basketball. Just left. He went over there as a 6-man on the team. He's already dropping 20 points a game. Pretty great opportunity. Could I have told you that I was going to do that a year ago, maybe 2? Probably not, okay? But things are going to come up in your life, and they're going to present opportunities that you're allowed to do. So now, with that being said, I had to plan out what goals I was going to reach even after I got my occupation. So as you have these 5 goals, everybody look at them, read them over, okay? Let me ask you something. Are any of your 5 goals unreachable? Unattainable? Okay, good. Are any of your goals, actually let's go down the acronym. I was taught a long time ago. You guys ever heard of the SMART acronym? SMART acronym? Yes? Loves it. Okay? Okay, SMART acronym when setting goals. S stands for specific. Any of your goals not specific? Look down. Any of your goals not specific? No? Okay, good. They're extremely specific. Okay, good. It's okay. Okay, good. M stands for measurable. Are they measurable? Can you measure your goal? Quantitatively, qualitatively? I don't know any other big words. Good? They're all measurable. Okay, good. A is attainable. Right? Right? Attainable. Thank you. Attainable. Okay? Are any of your goals unattainable? They shouldn't be, because the world is your oyster, as they say. I don't even know what that saying means, but it's a great saying. I hate oysters. Every time I think of it, serving up a pearl. See? That's why she's a doctor and I'm not. Okay? Didn't know that meant. Every time I think of oysters, I think of Joey from Friends, who's like, I slipped on a big booger on the ground. That's what I think of. Anyways. Okay, good. Attainable, good. R stands for, I'm forgetting it now. Realistic. Thank you. Or relevant. Okay? Is there a realistic goal? Realistic goal, none of them are unrealistic, irrelevant to what you want to do in life. Good. Okay. Last one is time. Okay. Is there a timeline to any of them? Someone said college, right? College is kind of a timeline on when you got to graduate college. It's not very specific, but you could. I went to college. I was on the express pass, so I went to college. I squeezed 4 years of education into 5.5. It was tough. I squeezed it in there, but I got it done, okay? It works, okay? At the end of the day, I got a piece of paper on the wall that says I did something. Actually, it's mostly in Latin, so I have no idea if I actually graduated. Okay, good. So, all right, now from there, we've got our goals. Let me ask you something. On the left side of your page, it says my path. The first thing I want you to do is at the bottom of that, right where you are right now in your life. High school, middle school, good place, bad place. It could be completely abstract thought. Where are you right now? Last line, the bottom line of that gray schematic. Where are you right now in your life? Happy, sad, confused, Where are you at? We're going to start there because if you don't know where you are, you can't know where you're going. Okay? Good. From there, I want you to write, you've got about what, 10 spaces there? 13 spaces. I want you to write incremental steps on what you see your path in life going towards, and it should relate to your goals. Okay? It should relate to your goals. So you start where you are right now. Say you're a junior in high school. Next step, graduate high school. Next step, apply for colleges. Next step, get into college. Next step, like very incremental goals. 1 to 2 years max. 1 to 2 years max, nothing bigger than that. Okay? Even if you're, I got some adults in the room too that are writing a lot down, because I'll tell you this. I heard a great motivational speaker once say, a lot of people overestimate what they can get done in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So really all you have to do in your life is plan out good forward steps every 1 to 2 years. And in 5 of those steps, 10 years later, you'll be somewhere you don't even expect you to be. It's really awesome. But some people look at 1 year like, I gotta do this. I gotta be a world traveler in the next year. Why don't you start by buying a plane ticket? Why don't you start by traveling around Florida? Why don't you start by traveling in the United States? And then go from there. Everybody wants to be a world traveler tomorrow because it looks really great on Instagram from Kim Kardashian. But the problem is, Kim Kardashian didn't get there yesterday. Okay? She didn't start yesterday. Okay? And so don't overestimate what you can do in a year, and don't underestimate what you can do in 10 years. So every 1 to 2 years, move forward. Keep going. Start planning your life now, because this all may not, listen, you may look at this in about, let's say 2 years and go, well, didn't hit that step, but I'm on a different path. That's okay. But we got to have a direction that we're going. Okay? If you have no direction where you're going, you'll never move. So you got to have a direction that you're going. All right, so as you're doing that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my path, okay, a little bit further, because I told you some things that I've done. I want to tell you how I got there, okay? So I graduated high school. Well, let's start actually back. My freshman year of high school, okay, I had a 1.96 GPA, my freshman year of high school. 1.96, I know it's high. Relax, okay? You'll get there, I promise. 1.96, okay? My brother graduated the following year with like a 3.3, and you needed a 3.5 to graduate with honors, which nowadays, I don't even think you need that. It's probably pretty lower. We had some high standards back then, okay? You needed a 3.5, so he barely missed it, okay? And my mom saw as 75% of my brother's class graduated with honors, and then they went with the non-honors kid and had to start over. And my last name begins with a V, so he was like the last person to go across the stage, because like, kind of looked like the dumbest person there, even though it was the alphabet, okay? Doesn't really matter. But for her, she was like, she left that day and literally looked me in the eye and said, if you don't graduate with honors, I'm not coming to your graduation. I was like, okay, I have to graduate with honors, okay? So I took every athletic class I could think of. I aced them all. I took basketball, I took volleyball class, I took weightlifting like 8 times, okay? I did everything that I possibly could to get a 3.5 up. I also took honors in all of my coaches' classes that they taught because they were gonna give me A's regardless. It was awesome, okay? I'm joking, but I'm serious. Also, I worked really hard because I had a goal. Now that goal was placed in front of me by my mother, which was I would like my mom to be at my graduation, my high school graduation. And why not graduate with honors? I don't wanna look like the moron that my brother was, okay? I love my brother, he's awesome, okay? He does a lot of great things in his life. Honors in high school really didn't matter that much, but it mattered to my mom, and so she put that goal in front of me, and so I went out and reached it, and I got to it. I graduated with a 3.67 GPA, 1.96, that's you get a lot of A's. Thank you, appreciate it, okay? From there, I knew I wanted to do one thing. My next goal after high school is I wanted to play college football, okay? So I went on a few recruiting trips, I got recruited by a few people. I wasn't the greatest football player, but I knew I could work hard, and I knew I could earn my way onto a team, okay? So I decided to walk on to Liberty University, which was a Division I AA school at the time, now they're Division I A. And I decided to walk on. And my parents were like, all right, if that's your goal, that's what you want to do, go do it. The problem with that goal was that was my only goal, was to play college football and to walk on at Liberty University. So when I got there and I made the team, what do you think my path ended up being all towards? Yeah. So, found myself in a similar situation as freshman year of high school. Sophomore year of college, I'm sitting at a 1.79. Not good, right? Why? Because my path was football, where there's a whole entire university going on around me as I'm just focused on football, okay? Teachers asking me to turn in assignments, I'm not doing it because I'm lifting. Fellow classmates, like my roommate saying, hey, don't you have a paper due at midnight and it's 11:30? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna go play basketball, okay? Like, these things are happening around me as my path is going straight towards something that I have my goal set on. Now, football's not a bad goal, but if your priorities aren't straight, and your priorities aren't right, and you're not listening to the people in your life that are trying to keep you accountable, your parents, your friends, the people who actually care about you, that can kind of get messed up. So my priorities got out of line. I'm at a 1.79 GPA. My parents are like, okay, listen, we were paying for you to go because you're a walk-on. You're not getting any scholarship. We had some scholarships from other stuff, but not for football. I'm not going to pay for this anymore. I'm not going to pay for this football dream, okay? So I ended up coming home for an entire year. I went to a junior college, or a community college, and I didn't play football. I thought my football dream was over, actually. I had a great time playing football for a year and a half. But I thought my football dream was over, so I was like, all right, whatever's next is next. So I worked my butt off at a community college. I got an associate's degree to try to get out of the funk that I was in, that I had gotten myself into. I worked 3 jobs to pay my parents back a lot of the money that they spent on me. Then my next goal from there was what? What? Graduate. Or, because I'm not really that smart, I like to go back to things I love. What do you think my next goal was? Play football again, right? But this time I wanted to do it right. So my goal was to play football again, but this time I was going to keep grades and school and relationships and social atmosphere all in check. I was going to keep it prioritized, okay? So I ended up transferring to Ave Maria University, who was starting a football team. So I was part of the first football team at Ave Maria University, okay? And I ended up graduating from there with a great GPA. I don't remember what it was, because I have a degree, that's all I care about, okay? But I kept my grades in check. I got to play football again for 2 years, and then I got to coach my final year, because I ran out of eligibility, because that's how it works, okay? But I got to learn a ton by actually coaching. Now, for me as a senior in high school, how many of you guys are seniors in high school? Or just graduated? Just graduated, okay. So just graduates. Again, my only goal, play college football, okay? If I would have told you that when I was graduating high school, I would have gotten to coach college football by the time I was 23 years old, I would have laughed in your face, okay? Not many people in the world can say they coach college football. Now, it's NAIA, it's a lower division, but still, it's college football. That's a big deal, okay? And if you would have told me that graduating high school, my only goal was to play college football. Now I got to play, and I got to coach, and I got a degree that's going to help me on in life. Pretty cool. And I'll tell you, as you can tell by my story, I'm not the smartest kid in the room, but I got it done, okay? And I had a path, and I got set on it. So now, I graduate, I have my goals in life, I start working for a few companies, I start working for a few ministries, I start heading towards where I believe that God is calling me, which is towards this outreach program that I run now, and doing things like this, and that degree helps a lot more than just college football. That degree helps a lot more than just senior in high school who just wants to play college football, okay? Now, are you guys done with your goals, or your path? Almost done? Okay, good. So, the next part of my story, welcome. The next part of my story has to do with this part, so I'm going to ask you a question first. Who or what in your life right now can get in the way of any one of those steps on your path? Go ahead and look at them. Who or what in your life right now, you, but in more specifically? Yes. You had an answer? Myself. Okay, good. Yes, yourself, but not just yourself. There's a lot of things that can get in your way. Okay? You can think about it for a second. Look at your path. Look at the things you want to do in 1 to 2 years. Look at the next thing you want to do. Maybe that second or third one on the line. What's something that could really get in your way? Think about it. Huh? Social media? Oh, it's a big one. Social media is a big one. Social media is awesome when used properly. When not used properly, it's about that good. Yes, sir. What can get in your way? That food in your mouth? It could. It can get in your way. It does.
Yeah.
Tell you what. Listen.
Like the lack of activation mentality, like the, I'll do that later.
Okay. Procrastination. Procrastination can get in your way. Good. Yes, sir.
Inconsistency, not following through with the plan that you wrote down.
Yeah, inconsistency, that's huge. Yes, sir.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Okay, good. Yes. Mental health in general, correct, yeah. Friends, parties.
When it comes to job applications, college applications, all that stuff, other people are deciding whether or not you can get it.
Oh, that's a good one. When you're listening to people saying, oh, you really can't do that. That's a good one. Yes. Settling for where you're currently at, right. Yes.
Falling in love with somebody because now you're focusing on that.
Ooh. Good. What I call that, I like it specifically, what I call that is unprioritizing your life. Okay? Because love is great. I love my wife to death. I love my kids. But my love for God is here. My family's next. And everything I do below that is for those two reasons. Everything. Everything I do is for those two reasons. Yes, sir.
What I was going to say is actually relates to what Caleb said. I
Yes.
was going to say, when you get into a toxic relationship where you all of a sudden realize all this time has gone by and you forgot all your dreams,
Yeah.
and it's been absorbed by this toxic relationship versus you go into a relationship where it's good, it's pure, it's great, and
Right.
it's actually pushing you towards the dreams that you
Right.
desire.
Good. I love that. Okay, good. I'm going to stop there on that point. Okay? And we're going to work towards something here in the book. Okay? It's not just toxic romantic relationships. Okay, hey, can you keep that baby down, please? Just kidding. It's my daughter. She's a mess. I love doing that. So some of you guys are like, oh my goodness, this guy's a terrible person. I'm just kidding. So look, it's not just toxic romantic relationships. It's toxic relationships in general. How do we combat toxic relationships? Oh.
Good ones.
Good ones.
Nothing involved.
Running away, right? Get away from those, yeah.
Knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself, that's a huge one. Sorry, I'm too fast for the mic. I know, I'm getting, I need like 8 mic runners. Okay, good. What else? How do we get away from toxic relationships? Or how do we combat them? Yeah. You want the mic? Oh, go ahead.
Ignoring.
Ignoring them. That's a good one, right here. Or maybe I should hold this.
Yeah,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
I'll run around there. Yes.
Cutting them out of your life.
Cutting them out of your life. Good. Okay? All right. Yes.
Knowing your worth.
Knowing your worth. Okay, good. All right. Yes, last one.
Knowing your boundaries.
Knowing your boundaries. That's a huge one.
Knowing where you're going.
Knowing where you're going. Sounds like your path, right? Yeah. Yes, sir. One more.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Stop it. Okay, good. So, here's the next part in our workbook. See that little box right there? I think the best way to combat toxic relationships is to have somebody that you know for a fact is the opposite. Just one. You just need one. I encourage you to have more than one, but you just need one. You need one ride or die. You need one person that's going to be there no matter what. And you need one person who not only knows your worth, knows yourself, knows your goals, knows where you're going, but is willing to look you in the eye and say, hey, dude, you're messing up. Hey, girl, you're messing up. You are not on your path right now. I will tell you this. So, obviously, I help work for an abstinence education program. And it's not exactly a very well accepted thing all the time. Sometimes it comes off as a negative connotation. But I will tell you this. I had 2 friends, and I went to a public school. How many of you guys go to public school? Great. Okay. How many of you guys go to private school? How many of you guys don't go to school? The adults in the room. Okay, good. Some guys are graduated. Okay, good. How many of you guys are going to a public university or state university? Private university? State. How many of you guys don't go to university? Go to the work field. Okay, I love it. Okay, yeah, he's like, I graduated. I'm an adult. Okay, good. All right. So, how many of you guys know that whether you're in public, private, even in homeschool, there are temptations out there? Right? There's a lot of temptations out there. I will tell you this. I am not the strongest of individuals. Maybe physically, but no, just kidding. I am not the strongest of individuals. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I know that about myself, and I know where I am weakest. So what did I do in high school to make sure that I stayed on the right path and I was able to withstand those temptations? I had 2 guys that I would call A Accountability partner. She said it first. Dang it. Okay, accountability partner. Okay, good. I had two of them. And I had two guys who actually, I didn't even share that much of my goals and my dreams with, because I didn't have that many through high school. It was more just like college football. But they knew where I wanted to be and end up spiritually and physically, and what would make me the weakest, because I shared it with them. I heard you guys talk about how you've had some vulnerable conversations already, which is fantastic. The more vulnerable you are with people who actually care about you, the better your life is off in the end. Okay? Now, when you share vulnerability with toxic people, not exactly a good thing. This is why you got to be careful of who you share with and who you care about and who cares about you. But I had two guys in my life in high school who helped me withstand from a lot of temptation that came my way, as they were doing the same thing. And that really, really helps. And so, I hope that you have somebody in mind already, or have somebody like this already. But if you don't, leave that box blank, and I want you to fill it in soon. I want you to find somebody that's an accountability partner, and you need their cell phone, and whatever, you can write down the date. I don't know why. But you write down the date of when you guys started being accountability partners. And the reason I bring that up is because throughout my life, actually, the two accountability partners I had in high school, I don't even talk to anymore. But when I start to come across a decision, I still hear their voices in my head. So to me, they're still my accountability partners, even though I haven't talked to them in probably 10 years. But I also have other people in my life who are my accountability partners and are new accountability partners. And they know my goals, they know my dreams, they know my life. And they keep me on the right path, okay? And so, you have to have somebody like this in your life. The funny thing is, as I was about to give this talk, literally yesterday, one of my old teammates from Ave Maria, he was actually the star football player on our team. He was the slowest kid outside the field, the fastest kid on the field. This kid would literally walk to class like this. I'm not joking. I might be going too fast. But when he was on the field, he literally was sideline to sideline faster than anyone I've ever seen in my life, okay? But besides that, which is funny because I walk fast everywhere. My wife hates it, okay? I literally walk like I'm on a mission. You ever seen those people at SeaWorld or like Universal? They're like, pew! That's me. It's always me. If you get run over by someone at Universal, I'm sorry. It was probably me if you've done it, okay? I am gone. So I'm like walking to class. I'm like, no, dude, I'm out. Like, and he's like, all right, cool, see you there. Right? And so it's funny how physically we were on completely different levels, okay? Because I was also probably one of the slowest on the field, fastest off the field, okay? I probably about moved that fast. All right, I'll go get the ball. All right. But he actually texted me yesterday and he said, hey man, I know you got a lot on your plate, but I need a favor. I was like, oh gosh, what, dude? Seriously, what's it gonna be? He goes, I need you to ask me every day, okay, and obviously we're both Christians, so this is gonna be more of a Christian talk. I know this isn't a Christian talk, but this part is, okay? He asked me, he said, I need to get in the Bible more, and I've been trying to get in the Bible more, but I just need you to keep me accountable. I need you to ask me if I've read and ask me what I've read and what I've learned. Okay, cool, I can do that. That's easy. I said, of course, man. He goes, I appreciate it. It's like, that's not even a big favor. But to him it was, because it was something that he wants to do, and he needed somebody to keep accountable to. And let me tell you this, until I graduated college, which through college I had a lot of accountability partners, my parents were probably all of that for me. I always had them no matter what. If you have a parent or guardian in this room that's like that, awesome, okay? If you have a friend, or you have, obviously, Andrea and her husband in the back, good people to always have you can keep accountable to. It's always good to have adults in your life. There's adults in the room. Always good to have in your life that are going to keep you on the straight and narrow. But you need your peers to do it too. Because I would say the hardest thing for me was going to my parents, and sometimes I would explain a situation or a temptation. They have no idea what's going on because they're old. Okay? My peers, as soon as I start a sentence, they're like, dude, same, right? Bro, me too. Like, you know? Like, I hate that guy too, man. Let's go get him. Like, you know what I mean? And so it's so much easier to have peers where they're like, oh yeah, I get it. I see it and I feel it. Okay? And you can be vulnerable with those people who actually care about you and are going to keep you on the right path. Everyone stand up real quick. Close your books. Put it on the ground. Okay? You guys are really slow at following directions. I love it. You didn't even close it, dude. Man, that was rule number 2. Okay, good. All right, I want everyone to get a little bit of room. Okay? Get a little bit of room where you're not going to hit each other if you move your arms. So, yeah, like stagger a little bit. Okay, good. I need everyone to do their best eagle impersonation, both sound and motion. Ready? Go! All right, good. Have a seat. Good. Have a seat. First of all, yeah. Some of you guys need to watch like National Geographic or something, like Animal Planet or something. It'll be like best eagle impersonation. Never seen an eagle before, ever. No idea. Is that the one that's like one leg? No? Flamingo, got it, okay. Thought you said flamingo. All right, cool. Here's the reason why I love eagles. Does anyone know, some of you guys don't even know what an eagle is, but if you do know what an eagle is, do some of you guys know some pretty awesome, weird characteristics about an eagle? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and we're gonna go with the mic. I want real facts. He's like, I'll put my hand down.
I got it. All right.
Go ahead.
Eagles fly higher than any birds.
Okay, good. We're gonna get back to that. Hold on to that one.
Eagles, for their food, they like pick up live animals and then drop them against cliffs and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Eagles made for life.
Eagles made for life. That's a big one. Is that your one? Oh, sorry.
Some eagles are bald.
Is that a joke against me? Wow. I can't even listen. I got scripture for her, Andrew. You ever heard about? Never mind. Go ahead. No, you already went. You can go again. Second. Oh. You got your hand up?
Yeah, he's back.
Twist your hair on my time.
I have incredible vision.
Incredible vision. I would get back to that too. Yes, sir.
Oh, this is what Caleb.
Wait.
This is like a continuation. Caleb said about how eagles like throw their prey.
Yes.
It's because I think their talons aren't really that strong to like kill them and to kill like their prey instantly.
Good point. You are correct. Yep.
I learned that they're predators, so they have somewhat of a GPS in their mind. So if they see something, they don't go straight down. They perform something that's just like very mathematical, and they do it automatically. They don't just go straight down. They do like a curve, and the way they do it is really fast.
Right. Yep. Yep. It's projected. Yes, sir.
They're evil.
They're evil? Is that what you said? All right, we're gonna get back to that one. You have one in the back.
Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision. Yes. Anything else? Any other cool facts about eagles? Yes. You got Mike behind you.
Unexplainably large wingspan.
Unexplainably large wingspan. Yes. Yes.
Eagles' talons, when they lock, they don't open until they have like a steel grip basically. So you have to like close them to open them again.
Right. All right, good. So here's what I want to tell you. You're all correct. These are all great statistics. I've researched all these individually, and they're fantastic, okay? Here's why I like eagles so much. I don't know why I'm using this mic. I have one on my face. Can you hear me? Okay, there you go. I like mics. I don't know. I just hate being the center of attention. Right in the middle. Okay. So here's why I like eagles so much. Have any of you guys ever... He mentioned that eagles fly higher than anyone else, right? Or anyone. Can you fly? Okay, professional speaker. Okay, I know where I'm going with this. So, does anyone know how they fly higher than anyone else? Raise your hand. Yes, sir.
Their wings.
No. Long and short of it, no. Here's the coolest thing about eagles, and if you've never seen an eagle do this, which I've actually had the pleasure of watching 3 eagles do this, okay? An eagle can soar to unbelievable altitudes and can withstand it, but only when and if a storm puts them there. A storm. An eagle can only get that high when a storm and a wind current pushes them there. Let me ask you guys something. How many of you guys have faced storms in your life? Me too. I got both hands down because too many to count. Okay? An eagle only soars high when the storms come. And I've actually been able to watch 3 individual eagles from 3 different directions fly into the front of a Category 3 hurricane, and within milliseconds, they were gone. Gone. You ever heard the term eagle's eye view? Eagle eye view? That's what they're talking about. Because sometimes when we're in the storms, my dad did a talk once when I was a kid, it's always stuck with me. When you're going through storms, you can be one of two things. You can be an eagle, or you can be a seagull. How many of you guys know what seagulls do when storms come? Huh? No, they don't die. What? No, actually they don't. What? They just sit there on the ground. They don't try to fly. They just sit there and get beat up. Listen, my shoe's tight. Can you untie my shoes so I can throw it at her? Okay? When a storm comes your way, you can do one of two things. You can sit there in the midst of the storm and say, why me? Man, this hurts. I'm getting pelted by rain and wind. I can't move. My path is halted. I can't go anywhere. Or you can spread your wings. You can let the storm take you above it. And you know what eagles do? They don't stop until they're above the Category 3 hurricane so they can really see what's going on. That to me is like, I want to be that person. I want to be that person that when a storm comes, no matter what it is, I'm so high above it that I'm like, oh, it's just rain and wind. That's it. I'm still good. I'm strong enough to take this. Instead of sitting on the beach going, why me? This stinks, it's raining. It's Florida, it rains every day. Okay? So the problem, I think, with a lot of us, including myself, is that we actually look at storms as the problem and not the solution. Every temptation you see in your life is either a big storm or a small one. You can either rise above it, or you can sit on the floor and whine through it. Here's the other thing I love about eagles, and this goes back to the accountability partner. Anyone know what a pack of eagles is called? What? No, a flock. That's not cool. No, gaggle is something else. Anyone know what a flock of, or what a group of eagles is called? Close.
Eagle squad?
No, Eagle Squad, I like that. He must be a gamer or something. Eagle Squad out! We're dropping here in Fortnite. What? Not a wing. Okay. What? A convocation. No, that's not right. It's close. What is it?
A legion.
No, that's not right. Here's why none of you know why they're called what they're called. Is because you don't really see eagles together until a storm comes. And when they're together, eagles are actually very solitary creatures. They only stay with their family and that's it. Even once they have kids, they kick them out the nest, they don't ever come back. But when you do get to see eagles together, they become one of the strongest forms of nature. It's called a flame. And if you want to, as Dr. Andreas said, sorry, Coach.
As Coach Andreas.
As Dr. Andreas said, if you want to change the world, you can do it by yourself as an eagle, but it only takes one flame to burn the world down and regrow. It only takes one flame to burn the entire forest of California and produce new growth. I say that because we're in Florida. Sucks to be them. I'm sorry, are you from California? Welcome. I'm just kidding. Also from California? I ticked off 2 people. I already did. 3? Man.
They're siblings.
Oh, they're siblings. Okay, that makes sense. That's 1, okay? But here's why. I say that, but I don't say that jokingly. Have any of you guys ever watched a controlled burn in Florida? Why do we control burn? What?
It regrows better.
Yeah, it regrows better after. Here's the problem, guys. Sometimes we see our paths and we see our goals, and we even have good accountability partners that get us through those things. Sometimes we got to kind of get down to the burnt and the rubble of who we are after a storm or after a fire to regrow. You don't have to do it that way, but you can always do it that way. So my encouragement to you is this. You either go by yourself and be an eagle and rise above the storm, or you do it together and change the entire world. Okay? Because you can. Like I said, you guys got a lot more years than I do, and a lot more opportunities coming your way. Don't let anybody or anything get in the way of your path. I don't care what it is. Whatever storm it comes as, because it can come as anything, drugs, sex, alcohol, bad friends, good friends, parents, bad parents, good parent, whatever it is. Something's going to get in the way of your path. Something's going to come your way as a storm. You can sit on the beach as a seagull. You can rise above it as an eagle and take a bird's eye view and just realize what you're actually going through and how it's making you better. All right? That's my challenge for you guys today. That's my encouragement.